miss this.
Missed what? Clean out in the field. Don't look directly at me.
Sorry.
Might as well just touch your earpiece.
Underneath the suspense and high stakes is this undercurrent of humor. How aware are you of how funny some of these scenes and your characters actually are during this movie, and how do you contribute to that?
That's a great question, by the way, and actually a really astute observation. Bizarrely, in real life, we've talked to not only special forces and all these CIA officers, they all say that in these tense moments, the only thing that gets you through is a sense of humor. And so I think that that's a fun thing to reflect back in the movies. But for us, I don't think it's hard to do the humor because we are laughing 24 hours a day. Honestly, I think I was probably as unprofessional on this as I was on The Office, because especially of all people, and I love Michael and Wendell, but Sienna made me laugh harder than I've laughed in few times in my life.
Like he said, we laughed so much. I mean, if it's Michael Kelly showing us videos of people being sick, which for some reason we got really into just before we're rolling on like intense action scenes. I think that looseness and camaraderie really contributed to that feeling that you get from watching it, which is so wonderful. Like John said, amidst all the tension, to have that levity was wonderful.
We cry like every day on set. John Krasinski is one of the funniest persons you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
His wife's funnier, but he's very funny. And there's not a day that goes by that there's not tears going down my cheek from laughter. And to the point where Andrew Bernstein on this would just be like, guys, come on. We gotta move it along here.
The consultants that I've met and worked with, they kind of have to have a sense of humor to do the intense work that they do. There's one particular consultant, he invited me, to a meeting of ex-officers that they have like every Wednesday in Washington, D.C. I was in D.C., I called him, I said, hey, can I come by? And he goes, what do you mean? I said, it's Wednesday and I'm in D.C. And he goes, man, I work for the CIA. We meet in Virginia on Thursdays, so I wouldn't tell you today. And so it was, they have that sense of humor.
This is the kind of crackerjack officer you're going for at the agency now?
Just trying to fill your shoes, buddy.
The action sequences are breathtaking in their execution, but also in their creation. How do you, as actors, get yourselves pumped up for these action sequences?
I think the pumped upness comes pretty instinctually. You definitely it's called fear. And when you see, it's funny because when I was writing the script, I knew clearly I was writing these set pieces. But what we had this time was a stunt coordinator in Lee Morrison that was as good as anybody I've ever worked with. He did these tiny indie movies called James Bond, and we got him. And so he basically makes it feel so professional and so safe. You almost get wooed into like, this isn't a big deal. And then you're on the precipice of a boat about to jump off and you're like, wait, it's a big deal, it's a big deal. And they call rolling, and then you just fall off a boat.
It was a total departure from anything I've really done before, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. We were trained by the best weapons trainers, stunt, fight training. I think what I enjoy in my career is doing completely different things, and to be able to step into this world in a fan favorite show that's now a movie with John, who is one of my great friends already, I loved it.
Looking back, is there a moment that the Jack Ryan franchise should be known for?
Any time that he had the hard choice of getting in or getting out, I feel like that's the beauty of Jack Ryan, is that he doesn't have a cape and he's the person that you hope is on the front lines. So for me, the only scene I'm thinking about in my head right now is going to protect James Greer at St. Paul's Cathedral, knowing that at that moment, it's probably the closest we've ever come to certain death for the character. And to do that for his best friend. And I think that's, obviously a Hollywood version, but celebrating the true bond of the real men and women who are out there putting their lives on the line for us. That courage takes a huge dedication, but also a huge brother and sisterhood and a familial thing. And I've always thought that's the most special part.
I think we're a travel log. I hope that people look at our show and say, I want to go around the world. I want to travel outside of just my community, and also to see the humanity around the world. People always mention the places that we've gone to, and it seems to pique an interest in them. And I think that's something that helps people connect when they see something of interest in the humanity in other people and a totally different part of the world.
It was John's mom who said, she's like, you know what I love about this show? And he's like, what's that? She's like, I get to see all these places that I'll probably never go in my life. And we're lucky enough to actually really go and see them. But she's like, for an audience member, it's cool because I'm gonna go to, Slovakia and Croatia and, Dubai. And certainly on this one, we're taking you on another worldly adventure. I'm excited for people to see it.